pleasure to meet with a group of noted economists to talk about our economy, where it is today, the problems it's facing, and potential solutions to help get people back to work. It's no secret that unemployment is now over 10%. 3 million Americans have lost their jobs this year alone. And the biggest problem that we heard from our economists with regard to why employers aren't hiring is all the job-killing policies that are being offered by this administration and this Congress, and creating an awful lot of uncertainty for American employers. In addition to that, not knowing what the tax rates are going to be, with all of the tax increases that have been proposed this year, not yet enacted, employers don't know what the effective tax rate is going to be. And as a result, you can't make a decision about reinvesting in your company without having some idea of what that cost is going to be. And so one of our noted economists that is here today, Doug Holtz-Eakin, former Congressional Budget Office Director and advisor to the McCain campaign.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. I think he's given an eloquent summary of the real troubles that face small businesses, especially in the United States, to create jobs. And I think the underlying theme of everything the administration and Democrats are pursuing right now leads to greater national debt. We know that the Congressional Budget Office looked at the administration's plans, and it says that over the next 10 years, we will triple our national debt. We will arrive 10 years from now with an economy that has presumably recovered, with a financial crisis that is only a memory, with revenues that are above their historic levels, but nevertheless, the federal government will be running a $1 trillion deficit, nearly $800 billion of which are necessary simply to pay debt on previous borrowing. In the end, job creation in the United States is something that small businesses, entrepreneurs, and the private sector will do. But they cannot do it if they are burdened by a legacy of debt and the prospect of higher taxes to pay off that debt. And that is the most troubling aspect of the policies this administration is pursuing. I'd like to turn it over now to Diana Kirschgott-Roth.
Hi, I'm Diana Kirschgott-Roth. I'm a senior fellow at the Hudson Institute. And what's really discouraging to me is the extent to which congressional bills, potential legislation in front of us, would raise taxes on our most productive small businesses. I mean, look, the top tax rate scheduled to go up to 39.6% January 1, 2011. Under the House healthcare bill, it would go up to 45%, plus there'd be an 8% payroll tax on employers who don't provide the right kind of health insurance, a catastrophic health insurance program where the health savings account does not make the grade, so you get an 8% tax. Plus there's the cap and trade legislation that would raise taxes on all forms of energy. Now, if you're a small business, you wouldn't think about hiring under these circumstances if you don't know what your tax rate's going to be. And all this tax revenue taken from the private sector, taken from small businesses, that is also a transfer where people can't spend that money themselves. They cannot go and take that money and go to a restaurant. They can't go shopping, so that diminishes all the economic activity throughout the entire economy. And these kinds of things, of course, discourage job creation, and that needs to be fixed now. There needs to be certainty. Taxes will not rise, so businesses have certainty, and they know that they can proceed with confidence to hire more workers. And I'd like to introduce Kevin Hassett, Director of Economic Studies at the American Enterprise.
Thank you, Diana. The President is having a job summit today because the stimulus package didn't work. The stimulus package didn't work because it was so incompetently designed. To put it in perspective, the administration claims that they've created about 640,000 jobs in the stimulus package. That amounts to $1.2 million per job. If instead of doing the administration's stimulus package, we had just hired people, given them jobs, and paid them the average wage in the United States, then we would have created 21 million jobs. Where's the multiplier? I'll tell you where the multiplier is. The multiplier is lurking in the background, waiting for sound and prudent policy. I can guarantee you that such policy is not going to be created by the team that gave you the previous stimulus bill, the team that's meeting at the White House today.
Questions? Any questions?
What do you think the message was from the Obama administration that the Chamber of Commerce was not invited to the job summit?
It's the nation's largest organization representing employers, and the fact that they're not at the White House gives you some indication that they're considering policies that are not going to help employers be more confident about the future of the economy, and therefore put employers in a position where they're not going to hire more people. I used to run a business before I stumbled into this political arena. I begin to scratch my head and wonder why. But you know, I know what it takes to meet a payroll, what it means to create jobs. And without certainty, without some confidence about what tomorrow is going to bring, I'm not going to move. And when you look at all of these policies that are being proposed and the tax rates that are so uncertain, it's no surprise to any of us that employers continue to do nothing.
Mr. Boehner, were you invited to the White House to participate in this? Do you know of any Republicans that were, and what does that say about
I know that I was not invited.
I wasn't invited.
You weren't invited.
The TARP money was intended to solve an economic emergency in the financial sector. Now that that money is being paid back, it should be used to lower the federal budget deficit and the national debt. This idea that we're going to take this money that's being paid back to the government and then turn around and spend it on useless government programs is a very big mistake.
Last question.
We already did it.
Thank you.